Hi, and welcome back to Inspired Alchemy with Lizzie. This is episode 36, and I'm going to kind of piggyback off of episode 35 about intimacy and the edge of intimacy, and starts with the love of yourself. And I'm going to kind of go through things, and then I'm going to do something a little different. And I can actually feel the fear within my body when I am thinking about what I'm going to do. But in the past 6 months, I have been writing a lot. I write to release, I write to allow things to flow for me, to see where I'm at. And when I write, normally it's like a channel. And I don't force myself. I just sit down and I write what's going on and what I'm feeling. I used to journal a lot, and I realized that, yes, while I journaled, writing poetry and writing things out in terms of not like a structured, this is what I'm thinking right now. It's kind of just what I allow to flow through me. So I'm going to do that. And I'm scared because it is my soul that I'm bearing to all of you. And I feel like it is important, though. So I'm going to do it. But let me explain to you first. If you listen to episode 35, then you understand that I've been on this journey of self love and learning what intimacy is and all of these things. And I know from a young age, from the things that I wrote when I was a teenager, that I felt very deeply about everything. That passion, that burning has always been there. And I learned to stifle it because I was told it was too much, or I was made to feel like it was too much. And now it's all coming alive again. And while it's beautiful, it's also extremely scary. Because once you start opening up to this intimacy and vulnerability of yourself and being with yourself, you start to do it with other people, which is really scary. And I've talked about this before, where I will feel like, oh, this is getting really good, and then I'll want to run. And I choose differently now. And I allow things to be whatever they are without expectation. And I'm not saying that I don't expect some sort of respect or things like that, but I go into friendships now not expecting anything. Not that I did before, but it's kind of like this different feeling of, okay, I'm going to give. And it doesn't matter at this moment if that person can meet me where I'm at. And I posted something today about maybe the love that you gave to that person is what you are meant to give them. And what you are receiving or not receiving is exactly what needs to happen for your growth. And while that might not make sense now, it makes sense on the journey that I am on. I'm not saying to allow yourself to be put in a situation where you're disrespected. That is not what I'm saying at all. And maybe this message won't land with a lot of people, but it will land with the people that understand what I'm talking about. So the edge of intimacy is, I've had to learn how to love myself in so many ways, and to fully accept myself and my shadows and where I'm at. And within the last couple of weeks, it's been really hard, as there's a lot going on in my life that will lead me to feel like I am too much, but not enough at the same time. And having hard conversations and expressing truths that have been sitting within my heart and my soul for a very long time, it's been really difficult. And what I have learned this week alone is that being able to express these things and fully stand in my sovereignty and my authenticity has allowed me to drop deeper into myself. So I had one of my sessions this week, and I'm going to kind of explain what I allowed in myself. So it's very hard for me, and it's been very challenging for me. I'm not going to try to not use the word hard, because your words are everything. Words are spells. it's challenging for me to allow myself to be fully seen in who I am and not be the strong one all the time, because my entire life I've had to be strong. So I was falling apart this week. I'm not going to lie about it. After talks that I've had to have, after my last episode, I fell apart. I fell apart completely, and I allowed people to be there for me. I allowed myself to be seen in the mess that I was. I allowed myself to be held in everything that I was in that moment and everything that I wasn't. And what occurred to me is that never in my life, it's the more I sink into myself and the more I allow myself to feel that deepness that I am, the more I allow myself to say, no, this is who I am, see me for who I am in this moment, the more I allow people in. And I allow myself to surrender and let go more and more. And so I did. And I just allowed myself to be in that. And again, I've never had in my life people who, I've had it from here and there, but people who could meet me at my depth and say, I see you here and I'm still going to hold you because you're not too much. I see you, I feel you, and I'm here. And I just felt so held, and I'm going to try not to get emotional about it, but it's just this beautiful, deep feeling of, oh my God, I've met myself, and now people can meet me where I'm at. And this is being shown to me over and over again this week. And I'm allowing things to fall away that are not necessary. I'm allowing things to come in that will serve my higher good. And I'm just allowing space where it's needed and connection where it's needed, and being truthful and just allowing things to flow how they are, no matter how scary it might be. So, in connecting to myself, I'm able to connect to people in the depth that I've always had. And again, some of this will resonate with people and some of this will not. It depends on who is hearing the message. So, like I said, I'm going to read a couple of things, and I'm actually shaking while doing this. So, a few months ago, I wrote something, and I'm going to read it to you. An awakening is happening within me. The energy rises through my spine as it drips into every crevice of my being. The insanity and clarity at the same time. It is pain, it's grief, and bliss coexisting within the confines of this mortal body. An awakening, a knowing of everything that has been and will be. A power so strong that you have no choice but to fully surrender, fully feel. The passion rises, and sometimes it speaks in tongues. A power, a passion, a new way that's not understood by the mind, but the soul knows the language well. Fear and shame try to tell you that this is wrong, but your soul claws at you to let go, begs you to let the golden liquid fill your body and flow into every part of your being that has been hidden and shamed and ignored. The beast is begging you to surrender to your power. It's asking you to let go, to give in to your passion and fire that burn in your soul. Surrender to the power, let go, awaken. I'm like shaking as I'm reading this, but your voice shakes sometimes when you have to do the things. And the fear, you can't let fear to drive you, period. So I don't know how many more I'm going to read, but I feel like there's a couple. And so some of them are longer and some of them are shorter. Explosions within my being, violent yet beautiful eruptions that rain down stars from the heavens. Energy lights the flame of passion, and it burns away everything I am not and begs to take the hand that all of that I am. As I fight, my head and body begin to soften and release. So that was just a short one. And then there's one that I wrote when I got my snake tattooed on my arm. And whew, here we go. The snake venom burns as it activates every sense of fear within me. I'm dying on every level so that I can be reborn. My breathing is labored as I gasp for air. I cry as I trust in what is happening. Fear grips me, but I still surrender, further and deeper into what is. Plagued by the quick drops, I'm just trying to hold on. The fear as I shed everything that is not me tries to cripple me. Still I hold, questioning every life change, relationship, friendship, and interaction I've had. The venom in the blood seeps from my wounds, and all I can do is trust that it won't kill me. Every pump of the venom through my heart threatening to take me down. If I fight it, I sink into myself, into what is, into what will be. As my voice shakes when I read these things, it's because I'm afraid, but at the same time, it's also because it's this deep feeling within myself. There are a couple more I want to read. I don't know how many I'll get through. I know that this is a very different episode, but I feel like it's necessary in order to share my what I have been growing through so that people don't feel alone on their journey. And if I stumble over my words, obviously it's because that fear and excitement is there, but it's also because my handwriting is really crappy because I write really fast when I write these things. And so I'm like tripping over my words. So here's another one. The alchemic burn is not always a soft, slow burn. Sometimes it is a wildfire, burning away everything you aren't to make space for everything that you are. It forces you to stand in the flames. It asks you to dance in the ash as the embers burn your skin. When the rain comes to cool things down, you are left with a muddy mess. This alchemic journey forces you to burn and clean up the mud and be reborn again, over and over. You are asked to sit in the void or the messy, unhinged space of uncertainty. If you want magic, you must be willing to accept everything that comes with this path. It's like when a werewolf shifts. It never gets easier. You just begin to know what to expect as you stop resisting. The shift so it processes and starts to happen faster and with more certainty. This journey is not wrapped up with a pretty bow and handed to you. You need to work for it. There's no quick fix, and you must be willing to unlearn, relearn, and learn new things. You have been willing You have to be willing to sit in the madness of the slow burns and learn to soften in these moments, to make space and prepare for when the wildfires begin to burn again. And I'm still shaking. Okay, so the last one, and this is the last one I feel like I'm being called to share. I meet myself in the depths of surrender, the parts I didn't allow to be seen or to be touched, not even by myself. Our now exposed liquid passion drips from every pore as I lay myself down. Energy flows, meeting myself deeper within each breath, finding a softness where I once felt shame, transmuting and alchemizing pain and shame, breathing life into the parts of me once starved for oxygen, allowing myself to fully surrender and soften into the moment, allowing myself to be seen, allowing myself to release shame, old stories, and old beliefs, shedding what no longer serves this version of me and this path. The slow burn that rises up in me allows me to feel things I once shunned away from, touching parts of myself once starved, allowing my body to move as it requires, remembering who I am at my core, is freeing me, and now I rise. The parts of my body and soul are no longer hidden or silenced. As I emerge and evolve, I stand in freedom, sovereign, stronger than I have ever been. A phoenix in my own right, creating alchemy, perpetual alchemy, with every moment and every breath. And those are the things I've written. I have more, but those are the ones that I have been called to share. And this journey is not what you would at all expect. Diving into your shadow, diving into the deep, dark parts of you that have felt shame, that have felt like it's too much to be seen, too much to be loved, and not feeling worthy. All the limiting beliefs that you hold for yourself. And when you start to meet yourself in these places, you allow others to meet you there as well, to hold space for you while you're tearing yourself apart to be reborn, while you're burning down. You allow people to hold you in your madness. You allow yourself to be held in silence. And this, while it's not easy, it's the most beautiful journey back to yourself, home. I never used to feel like I belonged anywhere or that I belonged to any particular group. And I used to make that something wrong about myself. But the reason that I felt that way is because I wasn't belonging to me. I, again, felt too much of everything. I felt too deeply. I was like, let's jump in the deep end and see if we can swim. And it's a lot. But now I'm allowing myself to feel that deepness when I feel myself descending into the darkness. And I'm not talking about darkness as in depression or anything like that. It's the darkness of depth where you're just reaching for more pieces. It's just this beautiful, deep feeling. And you know that there's light there. This is not a, people think that the darkness is bad, but it's not. This is where you find yourself. This is where you say, you know what? I'm wide open. I am cracked wide open. See me here. I am the light. And like I said, it all starts with yourself. It doesn't start with, yes, while it does have to do with connections to other people, you have to connect to yourself first. You have to know who you are first. You have to dive deep into loving who you are. And then you will allow people to meet you there and allow them to see you without masks, without the I'm fine, without the I'm good, everything will be okay, but not really believing it. You have to go, you know what? No, I'm a mess right now. And allow yourself to be held in that. And when you do that, and you meet, and you've already met yourself, and you allow others to meet you and see you, that's a different type of love, a different type of intimacy. And it's this strong, beautiful connection between human beings. And that's where I'm at. I'm still just full of so much love and understanding who we are as humans and what we're capable of, the connections we're capable of, the abilities we are capable of, the magic we are capable of. But we have to be able to see that first. And we have to be able to say, you know what, I'm worthy and deserving of these connections, no matter what they look like. And we have to remember that sometimes we're going to want to run. Sometimes it's going to be really scary to feel seen. But it's worth it. Stand in your sovereignty and your authenticity. And I honestly don't even know what to call this episode. It might just be like part 2. But I felt like this is what I needed to share. And there's so much energy right now. What is it asking of you? What is your soul craving? What is your soul wanting? Does it want to be seen? Does it want to be heard? Does it want to be felt? Which ways do you want to be felt? And can you do this for yourself first? So, again, that's where I'm at today. And I hope by sharing these things that it will help somebody be seen, felt, heard. And as always, I appreciate you spending your time with me. No matter how crazy, unhinged, how messy this might get, no matter how messy I might sound sometimes, I'm just trying to show my path and what is real for me. and in hopes that you will see that you're not broken. That messy is not always bad. It's just you finding who you are and finding those parts of yourself, whatever that means for you, whether it's reaching out to friends, again, finding a counselor or a therapist, or doing the work on your own, or doing body work, or going into energy work, whatever that means for you. And it will change and it will evolve. But you're not broken. It's just your soul is asking you for something. It's time to listen. And it's time to stop letting fear drive you. It's safe as long as you're following your intuition and your alignment. You're safe. Again, I'm not telling you to open up to anybody and everybody because that's not always safe, but you'll know. You'll definitely know. Trust in yourself. You are unbecoming everything that you are not meant to be. You are destroying societal constructs, and that's okay. Become everything you are meant to be. Become love. Become light. And sometimes that means diving into the dark and pulling out these beautiful pieces of who you are. I don't take you spending your time with me lightly. And like I always say, I know that time is a very valuable resource. It's something that you can't get back. And thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening to my messy ramblings and my shaking voice. And if you feel like you want a community, we're building community in the Inspired Alchemy Collective. And now under Black Cathedral. And it's going to be, it feels powerful and it feels beautiful. And I'm grateful for every single one of you that sit here and listen. And until next time, keep creating alchemy. This path is inspired perpetual alchemy.